my name is Tori. This is Novel Life. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to a Read It or Unhaul It reading vlog. So I have made it a point this year, which is only 2 months left of the year. I want to read through as many physical books that I have on my shelves as possible. So if you guys watched my November TBR, you guys would have already seen I really tried to pick books that were only on my shelves. I only want to read books that are on my shelves if I can possibly do that. So I pulled out a stack of books. They're a mix of kind of like fantasy, contemporary, emotional, new releases, all of that stuff, and I am going to pick from this stack. Now, obviously any book on my shelves is up for this vlog, like it could be in this vlog, but these are just like, I don't know, 7 books that I have and I pulled that are really at the top of my TBR that I've been wanting to read. So I'm going to go through them really quickly, and then I'm going to tell you the book that I'm actually in the middle of. The first one, House of Dragons by K.A. Lindy. So this actually is a new release. It was indie published. I'm pretty sure it was indie published, and it got picked up with Balloon Books. So it actually came out on October 7th. The audiobook is available on Hoopla. So this is, I don't know if it's actually going to be YA. It does say YA fiction. It looks YA, which sometimes YA romances, like fantasy romance, has not been hitting for me this year, but I'm willing to give this a try. It seems very interesting. She's a half fae, half human, and Kerrigan was just really dropped off on the steps of Draco Mountain with nothing but a note. And she's swept into the care of the House of Dragons, an elite training program for the gifted fae. So it's giving kind of like Fourth Wing, but YA vibes. So we'll see if I'm, how I feel about that one if I pick it up. Now this one is a top priority for me. I just need to find the right time to read this book. And it is Please Don't Go by E. Salvador. So this is a sports romance, but apparently mental health rep, absolutely amazing, emotional, kind of angsty, yearning. I don't know, something about on Christmas Day, they find each other when they need it the most. So I have this on Kindle Unlimited. Very excited for this one. Probably going to be a priority read because it's on my November TBR. I also have on my November TBR Half Light Harbor by Samantha Young. I actually got the audiobook of this. This one just came out. It is book 1 in the Scottish Isles series. It is about a female character. She moves from the US to Scotland, and she is stuck on his private island, our heroes, Scottish heroes, private island, and so they have like a moment or something like that, but she's also trying to uncover her like parents' killer or something like that. So I'm very excited for this one. It seems very suspensey, which I actually really love. I pulled this one. It's More of You by A.L. Jackson. So this is a special edition I have, and I've read A.L. Jackson previously, and I really like her books. Now this one I think is an older book if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this came out in 2018, but I really have loved A.L. Jackson's books from 2018 when I read her, and then I read some of her newer books now, and I've really enjoyed them too. So I want to see what this backlist book is about. I also have Bonded by Thorns by Elizabeth Helen. So this one actually comes out November. Oh, it doesn't have a date in this book, but this is an arc, a paperback arc that I got from Bloom. This is a Y2 series. It was indie published. Now it was trad picked up. It says 4 beastly princes, 1 awkward bookworm, an enchanted world of fae, magic, and danger. Y2s, I'm trying to read more Y2s so I can really nail down what I like and what I don't like in Y2s. So I have high hopes for this one. I'm very, very excited. Very excited. I do know this is still available on Kindle Unlimited. Now, the next 2 books are part of a series. It's actually a series I'm in the middle of. It is the Ember Falls series from Corinne Michael. I read All Too Well. When was it? At the beginning of October? I read that for a reading blog, really liked it. And so I have Here and Now, which is this green one. I love the sprayed edges too. And then I have Against All Odds, which is book 3. So I'm actually in the middle of book 2. So this one is, I don't actually know where I'm at in this book. I'm reading it on my Kindle because it's on Kindle Unlimited. This is a single mom, kind of like grumpy sunshine. Well, I know he's very sunshine. The hero's Miles is very sunshiny, but he's a principal and he has summer vacation, and you see that his sister's kid, so his nephew, is like, I need you to teach my hockey camp. My dad broke his leg. He can't teach it. Please come help me. Please come help me. Please come help me. And so I love that premise. So I'm very excited. I just got to the part where the single mom who has a son who's in the hockey camp goes into the hockey like rink, and Miles, our hero, shows up and is like, oh, do you want me to help you? I'm like the coach for the camp. Like I can help him, you know, lace up his shoes and stuff like that. So she's a woman on the run, and I'm trying to figure out, like, you don't really know all too much but about her in particular, but I'm very, very, very excited. So I have high hopes. I love a good single mom. So that's this one. And then this one, so I don't know anything about this one, but it says, the quote at the top, it says, you don't have to fight alone, I'll fight for you. That seems so cute. So it just says, when my ex-husband leaves me for the co-star in his movie, moving back to Ember Falls feels like my only option. Oh, Everett, my first love and the man I've never forgotten, is ready to welcome me with open arms and an open bed. But I find out I'm pregnant with my ex's baby and my entire world is upended. That sounds so good. I usually don't like surprise pregnancy stuff, but I'm interested because she's pregnant with not his baby. Okay. I haven't read Corinne Michaels in years and years and years, so I'm really enjoying this series and I'm really excited to see what these two are about. I was sent these two also from source books, which is so amazing, but I want to read them and see what they're all about. I love the spines, so like the sprayed edges. So yeah, this is the one I'm in the middle of. I'm gonna continue reading this one. Like I said, any book on my shelf is kind of like up for grabs of what I might pick up depending on my mood. So we're kind of like mood reading, but mood reading with books on my shelves. If you come along with me for this vlog, let's go ahead and get it started and see what I read in this video. Hello guys, I have such an exciting update for you guys. So I'm just gonna say it, we're starting off amazingly and I'm not mad at it, okay? Here and Now by Corinne Michaels. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, okay? I read book 1 in the series and I was like, oh, like it, 4 stars. It was solid, fun, like a little suspensey. It's fine, I love it. When I started reading this reminds me of Corinne Michaels' writing from like 2017, 2018 when I read her books. I love the angsty, I love the like nitty gritty, I love the woman on the run. She can't tell him what's going on because she doesn't want to put him in danger. She has her son to think about. Like she has all of these things that she cannot tell him and he's like, but I just want to go on a date with you. Like he is so patient with her. Oh my God, I flew through this audiobook. I read most of this audiobook today while working, while doing some content stuff. I was actually organizing a list of every book that I've read, like from Goodreads, and putting it into my own spreadsheet so I can organize it my own way. That's what I was doing when I was listening to this audiobook. I listened to this audiobook at 1.5 speed. And if you know me, I usually listen at like 2, but I slowed it down because the duet narration of this audiobook is so good, guys. It is so good. I love the narrators. I think it's Jason Clark and, oh, you know what? Let me look up who our female character is. I know it's Jason Clark because I know his voice. Jason Clark and Angelina Roca, which I don't think I've listened to her in a pretty long time. Say hi to Mochi. Hi, Mochi. She wants to get on my desk. You can't get on my desk, the little baby Mochi. She's getting so big. She has a vet appointment tomorrow. I think she's gonna be about 6 pounds because she's been eating more and stuff and playing around. Do you see her? She's so silly. What are you doing? She's so silly. She would just sit like this if I let her. Like, she could sit like that all the whole time. Oh, you wanna go get Missy? Go get her. Niecy's sleeping at my feet too. Wait, I got distracted by the kitty cat. What was I saying? I flew through this audiobook. I love the narrators. Jason Clark and Angelina Roca are amazing. I don't know who does the 3rd book, but I'm literally gonna go grab the 3rd book from my library and sit down and start reading it. That's how I'm obsessed with this series. And I just found out that the 4th book is coming out in January. Oh my gosh. But we actually see the characters in the 3rd book in this book. I love them so, well, I love the hero, his Everett. He's like flirty and funny, and I'm pretty sure that the 3rd book, the next book, Against All Odds, is a second chance romance, but it's like they never really, I don't know if they really had a chance or they did and like she left, so now he's like kind of scorned about it. I'm so ready, and that's the one where she finds out she's pregnant with her ex or something, her ex's baby, and then he takes over. I am so excited. Like this is like just giving me everything I need right now. I don't know what it is, like, it's fall time. I should be reading gothic romances. I should be reading dark things. All I want is small town. I don't, look, listen, mood readers, I don't make the rules. No rules are here, okay? So yeah, I'm definitely keeping this one. I loved this one. It was, if I didn't say 5-star read. I loved it so much. I loved him so much. I loved how patient he was. I just love him. the little suspense at the end. Am I a romantic suspense person? Because I was like at the edge of my seat with this. I was like, oh my, it wasn't like a, oh, who did this? It was like someone's coming after her and she knows who's coming after her. And she's trying to stay like hidden. And this suspensey part is like something happens and he's like, I have to find her. And I'm like, yes. I loved it so much, guys. Like it was, I don't know what it was about this one. It just really hit for me. It had all the tropes, single mom. I would say it's more like friends to lovers, forced proximity. Like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. He's like the hockey coach for the summer for a little bit, and then he becomes, you know, just there, and they kind of fool around a little bit behind. They just kind of start like, he just starts like asking her on dates all the time. I could go on and on. It was just so sweet. I don't know if it was a combination of me wanting to read amazing things, this hitting, having tropes that I really love. I love a good single parent. I love a good friends to lovers. I love a good forced proximity. He's so patient and so kind, and I love that. He wasn't like just a straight up asshole about it. Like, the narrators were amazing. There was so much. And I know that I was sent this from Sourcebooks, so they gave me like this card. This was, I was using my as my bookmark, but oh my god. Oh, I will say this has an amazing found family in this small town. Like, their town is small, but like their friends are truly their family and they're there for each other at any point. There was a bonus scene in the audiobook too, and I loved, oh my gosh. Anyway, when I tell you I'm literally gonna go grab book 3, go sit down and start reading it and listening to the audiobook, yeah, I am. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you, all of these books are in Kindle Unlimited. So if you get the ebook, if you download the ebook in Kindle Unlimited, you can actually add the audiobook on like WhisperSync through Audible for only like $4. So each audiobook was $4. $4 and like something cents. So anyway, I am gonna go grab that book, go sit down and start reading it, because I'm so excited, guys. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's gonna help me get through work tomorrow too. So I'm gonna read a little bit tonight, but it's definitely gonna help me get through work tomorrow. And I'm so ready. So ready, guys. That's what I'm gonna go do, okay? Let's go grab that book and sit down and read, because I'm ready for it, okay? Reading update time. So guys, you are not going to believe it, but I have been flying through Against All Odds. I'm 54% into this and I am liking it. Am I liking it as much as I am like that I liked Here and Now, the second book in the series? No. I am liking this one a decent amount. I definitely want to continue on with the series. I'm all in with the found family. I'm all in with these characters. I really am intrigued. I feel like this book has a lot of things that personally, like, I don't gravitate towards. So our hero, he is Everett. And Violet is our female character, and you see that they kind of have like a second chance romance. She comes back to Ember Falls after her husband, who is like this big celebrity, cheats on her, and she's like, you know what, screw this, we're getting a divorce, I'm going back home, like I'm going to go live in my parents' house that she's had. Then she's inherited, but she's just lived with her husband in, I think it was LA. So now she's in Ember Falls again. And you see it, her and Everett kind of like rekindle their friendship. Like they were friends and then they kind of were gonna have more, but she kind of left to go to college and then like, that's it. They didn't speak. They haven't spoken this whole time. So he's kind of like, oh, like super flirty. That's his, you know, he's always been like that. You see him through the first 2 books and he's very flirty and stuff like that. So they kind of like rekindle their friendship and then they kind of have this like no strings attached type of a thing. And then she finds out, it's pretty actually late on in the book. I want to say it's about almost 50% through this book. She finds out that she's pregnant with her ex's baby. Like they just went on a trip together. They celebrated together. And of course, her and her ex-husband, at the time it was her husband before she found out that he cheated, they, you know, had a time, you know, as husband and wife do. And so now that this has happened, she has to like deal with this whole thing of like, what do I do with the baby? Like, does her ex want to be in his life? And her ex is a horrible piece of crap guy. And so she kind of in this point just told Everett, so it's kind of like all unfolding and stuff like that. So I don't know what the kind of like third act conflict is going to be. I'm interested to see what it might be. I don't know what it's going to be. So I don't really know. I don't know. Also, I will say that Everett's mother, he's like a caretaker for his mother. You see his parents were in an accident where his father passed away and his mother kind of like, she doesn't have like, I don't know if it's dementia. It's not said or anything like that, but she has like memory loss. Like she forgets things. So she has to live the same day over and over and over again. Like I don't mind it, but I just like, a lot of people are writing dementia stuff this year in romances and I don't know what that is. So I'm definitely going to continue this one. And I think the next books I'm going to pick up, which I actually got this physical book in the mail today. So thank you to Gianna and her team for sending me this. It came with some stickers and goodies and stuff like that. And it came with a cute tote bag. It's already hanging up in my library for me to use. But this is a second book in a duology. I have the audiobook, so I definitely want to read this at some point. This was also on my November TBR. This is mafia romance set in Italy. This first book ended where they're not together, so I think she comes back to Italy or he takes her back to Italy. Very excited for this one. And then switching gears, The Gingerbread Bakery. I do want to read this, but I'm like, is it too early to read this? Because this is kind of Christmassy. I say Christmassy, but I've heard that it's like set in November. So I'm like, it's November, so it's the perfect time to read it. But I don't know which one I'm going to pick up, but it might be one of these two. And then we'll see where my mood takes me. I do have a couple other like fantasy romances I want to read, but I'm not sure if I'm in that like that true fantasy romance mood. This is where I have all my books on this cart right here. I don't know if you can see. So that's my reading update. We'll see which one I pick up, but I'll let you know when I finish Against All Odds, and then I pick up the next book that I want to read. I do have audiobooks for both of those. So this Read It or Unhaul is actually going really well. I'm keeping all the books that I'm reading, and I hope that stays that way because I don't want to have to unhaul any books if I don't have to, especially ones that I've read already. Hello. I have a reading update. It's actually a pretty big reading update. So I did finish Against All Odds. I finished the audiobook. I don't know when I finished it. Sunday, I think it was. Yeah, Sunday during the day. Or was it yesterday? No, I finished this yesterday. That's what it was. I finished this yesterday. I'm like, what day is it? I'm so lost with the days. And I will say this one is not my favorite in the series. I think if I had to rank the three, it would be the green one, the first one I read, in this log Here Now, and then the pink one, which is All Too Well, which is the first book in the series, and then this third book. And I think honestly, because I thought it would be more angsty, and it's not. Like, clearly they're going to be together. I know that at the end of the book, but there was no like conflict between them. Like there was no reason for them to not be together, if that makes sense. Like they were together pretty early on when she came back. Like it was pretty, you know, like they were both like mutually like, yeah, we can do a friends with benefits type of thing. And then that slowly, when she found out she was pregnant with her ex's baby, slowly moved into a, yes, we can be together, let's continue this, like I want to be in your life, I want to be in this baby's lives. Like it just makes this like more serious, right? And for me, I struggle with that because I love the angst. I'm in a very angsty mood. I want the angst, right? I feel like this just did not give it to me as much as I thought. Like the blurb makes it seem like it's going to be super angsty. So I think I'll land at like 3.5, 4 stars. I rated it 4 on Goodreads. It's kind of like a 3.5 if I'm like really being like picky, I guess you could say. So it's not bad. I'm really happy that I'm caught up with the series because I think the, does it say in the back of this book? I think the 4th book comes out. Yeah, it doesn't say in the back, but I think it comes out in January. I think that she's announced that it's coming out in January, so I am very excited for that one. Now, I started The Gingerbread Bakery, and honestly, I'm a little conflicted by this because I'm about 50 pages in, and it's fine. Our female character is very much, what's the word? She's kind of annoying. Like, they're enemies. And I'm listening to the audiobook, and I was listening while I was cooking dinner last night, and like the audiobook's totally fine. I like the characters. I don't know if I'm like too small town romance out right now. So I'm gonna put a pause on this. I'm gonna take my you know, bookmark out, and I probably will read this in December when I'm more in that cozy holiday small town mood. That in particular, like I just could feel myself when I was listening to it, and some of the things, like some of the chapters, I caught myself going in and out of focus, even though I was doing something that doesn't necessarily need my focus. I was thinking about like other things, like work things or bills, whatever. And usually when that happens, I'm like, ooh, I need to take a pause on this. So I think I'm gonna say this because everyone that I know has read the series, they say this is one of their favorites. And I love a good second chance romance. So I'm waiting to read this at the perfect moment to give it an opportunity. So no, it's a DNF, but it's not like a DNF unhaul DNF. It's like a DNF, like soft DNF, like I'll come back to it. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't know what book I'm gonna read next, if that makes sense. So I have the audiobook for My Dark Ever After, which I do have an arc of this, and they emailed, they're like, hey, release day is, oh, this already came out, I think it came out last week. Yeah, last week, and reviews were due already, and I was like, oh my god, I haven't read this and I feel horrible. I hate being behind on arcs. So I think I'm gonna start the audiobook for this and see if it's hitting, because this is definitely a series I need to catch up on. And it's not very long. I think it's only, yeah, it's like 400 pages. So it's not very long at all. And then I don't know if I'm going to read it. I want to read it for this vlog. Is Please Don't Go. This is what I'm really excited for. So I may get to these two, and these might be my last two books, but I have this physically on my Kindle. So I may start this actually tonight, because these are so different. Like, this is a mafia romance, like dark mafia, morally gray. And this is a sports romance that's like super emotional and stuff. So I could listen to usually I don't, okay. One thing I've noticed about my reading this year compared to last year, we're going on a tangent, that's what you're here for, right? Is with my reading, I used to always have an ebook going at the same time as an audiobook and a physical book, like 3 different things going on at the same time. And sometimes they would overlap in the genre, but now I really try hard to make sure I'm reading really separate things, if that makes sense. Because I don't, like, I'm reading a small town and a fantasy, things that are like totally different that I want to pick up for different reasons. But if I'm reading 2 dark romances, like if this was a dark romance and this is a dark romance, I'd be like, I'm not going to read those at the same time. There's too much overlap. So yeah, I have a lot of reading to do and like catch up on, but since I DNF'd the audiobook for The Gingerbread Bakery, I'm definitely going to pick up this one and see if it's hitting, which I'm hoping it is, because I love Gianna's writing. I'm excited to be back into her like flowery, flowy writing. That this is hopefully gonna hit. So yeah, I have a meeting, but I'm gonna get to that, and then I'm gonna read. I don't know when I'll update you, but that is my plans, my reading plans for now. So yeah, we're just making my way through all the books. So what is this? Book 2, book 3. Am I gonna read 5 books in this vlog? That has not happened in a very long time. So I'm gonna get back to work, and I will talk to you guys when I have a reading update for these. I have a reading update, these 2 books. Okay, so I feel like this vlog is already ridiculously long, but I want to update you on My Dark Ever After. I always want to call it My Dark Fairy Tale. That's the first book. I am enjoying this mafia romance. Like, it's Gianna Darling mafia romance. It's giving 4-star energy, and my problem with mafia romance is I love Gianna Darling. Like, she wrote one of my all-time favorite mafia romances, the Anti-Heroes in Love duet. It is a lawyer and then a mafia boss, and she is grumpy. She's an ice queen female character, and she's badass in and of her own right? But my problem when I read any other mafia romance, specifically that Gianna Darling writes, I compare our female characters to Elena. Elena is someone who I literally want to be, like, when I grow up. Yes, I'm 31, I say that. But, like, I love her. I embody her. I think she's amazing. Like, a female character, right? She's misunderstood by a lot of people. There's just, like, if you haven't read that duet, go read it. So whenever I read her mafia romances, I always compare the female character. And in this duet, she's literally the polar opposite. Like, if Elena is on this end of the spectrum, our female character Guinevere is on this end of the spectrum. And not in a bad way, it's just in like she's very young, she's a little naive a little bit, she's very sweet, she's very caring, she's very empathetic, she is sunshine, stuff like that. Elena is like ice queen, all of this stuff. So that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I always compare it, and I'm liking it. I love Rafa. I think he's amazing. He's an overprotective mafia boss. Like, something happens at the beginning of this book where, because book 1 ends on a cliffhanger, it kind of picks up a little bit after, but he literally, like, comes for her. I don't think I spoiler, but he literally comes for her and, like, whisks her way back to Italy. And she does have a chronic illness in this book, so he's like, I want to help with that. Like, she's like, I just cannot leave. Like, I have a couple of other things. And she's talking about her medicine. And he's like, fine, we're going to go get your medicine before we leave. So I'm literally halfway through this book, so I will continue listening to the audiobook. I have to make some graphics tonight. I'm finishing editing a video, but I'm gonna go make some Instagram graphics, which means I can listen to an audiobook. So I will be listening to that one. Now, I don't know how I feel about this book. Okay, so I'm 84 pages in, so I'm about 14% into the book. So I started this book. I am going to talk a lot about the first 15% of the book. So if you want to go into this book blind, you may want to skip it. But basically, I want everyone to know, because I did not personally know this, the first chapter is literally our female character talking about how she's literally standing on the edge of a cliff, Christmas Day, midnight, no one's around, and she's ready to jump. She's ready to end her life. She's ready. She's prepared. She is okay with that. She just does not want to live anymore. And that's always hard to read. Like, as someone who deals with anxiety and has dealt with depression and those type of thoughts in the past, it's really hard to read. So it's kind of like shocking, right? Like, you start a book like this and you're like, what the heck? Now, I know a lot of people love this book, and I am very excited to still continue, but I'm a little hesitant because I've read a lot of books where they talk about mental health and they talk about suicidal thoughts like this, and where it's on page, and I feel very emotionally connected with those characters because usually it's farther in when we know the character. Now, I kind of have a feeling that I thought, because the first chapter was literally that we would get to know, like, the next chapters would be like 4 months ago, so then we could see the events leading up to that moment. That's a way to grip a reader. I would literally say, like, start the chapter, prologue, first chapter, and then go back 4 years, 4 months, whatever, and then time jump, right? No, we don't do that. So basically our hero in this book is the person who saves her. She's literally about to jump, and he basically pulls her back from the edge, and she starts screaming and crying, like, why did you do that? And he's just like, please don't go, please don't go, please don't go. So that's kind of where the title comes from. I'm assuming it becomes more important later in the book, but you see that he kind of has his own struggles as well with, he's had a brother, apparently his brother passes away, and you find out that it's his fault, you just don't know what happens. His parents, like, his whole family dynamic is messed up, but he's going into the Major League Baseball. He wants to be drafted into the MLB. You see also, too, like, leading up to it, she's grumpy after that. Like, he keeps popping up, and she's like, stop trying to be my friend. I know you probably, like, had nightmares, or he says he's had nightmares, like, seeing her jump over the edge, and she's like, we didn't know each other before this, like, thank you for saving me, but, like, can we go back to who we were? Like, you didn't know who I was, but I knew who you were, type of a thing. Like, basically, like, you were the popular kid, you didn't know who I was until literally I was about to end my life. And, like, it's not a bad book. Like, this is not a bad book. I'm a little wary, but also, it's just college life. I'm not connected to the characters other than that one pivotal moment because I don't know them. I don't know anything about them. So it's not like, like I said, it's not a bad book. I'm just, like, wary about it now. I don't know how I'm gonna feel, and this is a 5-star read I thought was gonna be amazing. I also am a little nervous because they're literally, like, 19, 18, 20, 21, maybe, something like that. They're acting very, very, very young for their age, especially, like, the friend group as we get to know them. So I'm a little hesitant. Also, it's like, oh, she's trying to make friends, and she's making friends now after this, so it's like a rejuvenation of life, and I just feel like, okay, I'm being told these things, and I'm glad that I'm being told these things. I'm glad she's living now, but it's like, I really don't know if that makes sense. I just want to get my thoughts out there because I'm a little nervous to continue this one, but I will continue. I don't want it to be a DNF because a lot of people love this book, and I want to be one of those people who love this book. So I'm going to keep going and see kind of like how it is. I've never read anything from this author, but I have really high hopes that hopefully it'll get better. That's what I'm hoping. So like I said, I'm gonna go make some graphics on my other computer after I finish uploading this video. But yeah, that is my reading update for you. I'm here to give you a reading update and to close out this reading vlog. So it's been a couple of days, and I finished one book and I DNF'd another. Whoops. Okay, so how do I say this? Okay, I have gotten, how far into this? 130 pages into Please Don't Go by E. Salvador. And I mentioned in a previous clip where I was like, I don't know how I feel about this because the mental health rep, like, there's a bunch of things, but the first chapter is her talking about committing suicide. So if that's a trigger, do not go into this book. Now, I didn't mind that, but, like, so far in the 130 pages that we've read, we haven't really gotten anything that shows, like, the reasons why. And so I feel like it's like a shock thing. Like, it's very shocking, like, reading that as a first chapter. So I'm gonna put it down because I'm reading it and I'm like, what is happening? Like, I'm really confused. Like, not confused on what is happening, but I'm confused why it's written this way. And I'm like, keep reading it, and I'm like zoning out while I'm reading it. So that's telling me I need to put this to the side. So once again, I'm going to keep this on my shelf because I do want to come back to it with fresh eyes. I do that with certain books because after reading the Plated Prisoner series this year and literally starting from the beginning with Guild, and I DNF'd Guild 2 times, and then I read the whole series this year after starting it for a 3rd time, and I loved it. Just because I DNF something, that does not mean I will not love it at a different time. So I'm going to put this back on my shelf. I'm going to leave my bookmark in here so I know where I stopped last time, because I do like to see where I've stopped. And so I did finish, well, my bookmark's still in here, but I did finish the audiobook for My Dark Ever After. So with this one, not that I'm conflicted, I said this also in my last clip, is that with Gianna Darling's Mafia romances now, I always compare our female character to Elena Lombardi, and I love Elena Lombardi. Like, she's one of my favorite people. Like, like I say people, but like one of my favorite fictional characters. So when I read this, I'm like, ooh, ah, okay, she's a totally opposite end of Elena Lombardi. So I didn't hate this. I think I'm gonna land at like 3.5, 4 stars. It's a good conclusion. The Mafia stuff really kicks in like after the 50% mark. The beginning 50% was a little slow, like I said, but after that it really kicked off, and I'm not mad about it in the slightest. So yeah, I ended up really enjoying this duet. I would recommend it if you actually love Mafia romances, especially if you're kind of newer to Mafia romance, or you want to take a toe in darker romance. This is like on the dark-ish side. Like if this is the middle romance, like middle, this is like light fluffy. Dark romance, I feel like it's like a tick this way, if that makes sense. So that's this one, but I'm gonna close out this vlog. If you've made it this far and you want to let me know, leave me a money bag emoji, because Rafa has so much money, it's ridiculous. Leave me the money bag emoji in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe for more content for me. As always, I hope you're living a novel life, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.